time to talk a little fan mock draft, baby. So hit that like button on the front end of the fan mock draft conversation. Subscribe if you have not done so. I don't know why I got to keep saying that, but I think you're supposed to do that because you do.
People should already be subscribed anyway.
That's what I'm saying, right? Y'all supposed to be subscribed already. But tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, all right? So, yeah. But fan mock draft time, all right? And I'm going to give you the heads up because some of these mocks contain a lot of movement. I'm going to have to remove this label that says fan mock draft. It's really nice. It's really pretty. We're going to have to take it down because all these mocks ain't going to fit on the screen. And I ain't want y'all to feel like y'all was blind not being able to see. All right? So, first mock we will talk about today is from Christopher Furman. Shout out to you, Christopher, man, from the heart. We appreciate you tapping in with us, man. But, and this is what I'm saying, my man got you know what I'm saying, got that little print over here, man. All right. Pull up my bigger version.
2 trades.
Yeah, he was getting exotic on this, man. I like when he get exotic though every once in a while. Oh, all right. Is this the no? There we go. All righty. So when you're talking with Christopher Furman, Christopher started the draft out trading out of that 17 spot, man. He said, I'm going to go back a little bit, man. So he hollered at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, traded back from 17 and picked up the 19th overall spot and then grabbed the additional 3rd round pick, the 82nd overall. And then from there at 19 overall, he went Anton Harrison, tackle out of Oklahoma. At 32 overall, you know I love this one, Darnell Washington, the tight end out of Georgia. Then at 49, Clark Phillips III, the speedy corner from Utah. At pick 80, one of my favorite linebackers in the class right now, DeMarvion Overshown. Definitely like that. Got a little pass rusher at 89, KJ Henry. And then, before he got to 89, we had a trade. Because we was sitting at 82 because obviously that's what he had got with the initial trade back out of the first round or from 17 to 19. So he traded that 82nd pick to go back to 89 and then picked up an additional 4th round pick, 128th overall. So from there, at pick 120, he went with Josh Dobbs' cousin. But like we said yesterday, that doesn't matter because Josh isn't retired and he's no longer on the roster right now. But we went Parker Washington. Shout out to him, wide receiver from Penn State. Then at 128, the big, strong D lineman from Texas, Keandre Coburn. And then after that, man, at safety, 234, hail to Pitt, Brandon Hill. And then at 241, you must really love this guy to go center for your last pick in the draft. But he went with Brett Nilon out of USC. Shout out to Brett, too, by the way, man. Initial thoughts, though. Deke.
A lot of action.
Yes.
A lot of good players being picked up, too, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of good players. Did we have to go Darnell Washington at pick 32?
Oh, no, don't tell me you ain't feeling the Darnell. You not feeling the Darnell.
Oh, man, I don't mind this at all. I like the trades. Maybe we've just pick some different players. Like I like Clark Phillips. I think he could fill in real nicely in the slot for us.
Clark real nice.
Could we have got him in the 3rd round?
That is the question, though.
Could we have got like a Julius Brents in that round 2? Could we have got like a JPJ at 19 potentially? At 32, could we got Sanders? I just maybe would have made different picks, but as it is, it's still a good draft. Like I would not hate this draft at all.
I'm over
even
here.
Even Harrison going 1. I know I'm not the biggest fan of that because we talked about drafting left tackle, or are they just going to compete with Dan Moore? Feels a little bit of waste in the first year if we're going to do that. But still, like from top to bottom, we hit on everything. It's just where we hit on it. It's in different rounds. Like we finally got a receiver in round 4. We got our athletic linebacker instead of it being a Drew Sanders or Trenton Simpson in round 2. It was DeMarvion Overshown in round 3, which I'm fine with too. There's a lot of good players in this draft. Yeah, it was some movement here, man. So obviously, you know, that part always shocks me at first. Like, whoa, got some trades here, man. But now I like the players though, man. Anton Harrison was the one where I felt like a little bit high, but if you say it was a run on the tackles, man, and you wanted to get you one of those guys to solidify that you got one of the top
guys, the top 5 type of tackles, then I don't hate the Anton Harrison move. You know, I'm a Darnell Washington fan, so I do like that pickup. I think it not only helps you in the pass game, but it's going to really upgrade you in the run game because of his blocking. Clark Phillips, you got some slot action. DeMarvion Overshown is the athlete at linebacker that we need. He offsets Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts. KJ Henry, I like this. I like this. This one of them like sneaky picks right here, man. The KJ Henry in the third, I do like this a lot, man. I think that does give you some good value in that outside linebacker room. And just another productive player too, man. He was another guy that, you know, when you watch him, and the Steelers, they showed some good interest in him too. I want to say, yeah, down in his pro day, like him.
We've definitely been having our eyes on Clemson. Man.
Yeah, he was one of those dudes. So definitely like him. Parker Washington, good player. Can't hate that. Yeah, I like this one.
Coburn's just like that big hoss that you
what?
bring in.
He just strong, bro. Like
he's huge. If I can remember correctly, right?
No, that was the one.
We've definitely looked at him
Absolutely.
in the past.
Because I remember watching him versus Bama, and it was like every time they tried to run away from him, man, this dude could just go get it. But then you try to run at him, he ragdolling guys. Like, yeah.
Brandon Hill, you're probably getting a steal there in round 7. Don't know if he's actually going to be there when the real draft comes around, and then you get your backup center.
Absolutely. Can't go wrong with that, man.
It is a good draft.
I like this one.
It's a fine draft. Yeah. I love the trades in particular,
which was weird.
Getting
for me,
all the added
I'm not
depth.
A trade guy, but this was straight.
I just maybe would have picked it a little differently. That's all.
Yeah. I like it,
but I would not hate this if the board plays out this way. I would not hate that.
No, I definitely like that one, man. All right. Well, shout out to you, Christopher Furman. Shout out to you. All right, now let's spin the block one time, man. We got the homie Mike Hood. Now, Mike's mock did not contain a whole bunch of trades and stuff, so it fits. So I'm going to put the graphic back up there so it can look cool. How about that? But what good old Mike Hood did was he went JPJ, first round at 17 overall. DeJuan Jones at 32. Love this pick at 49. Dayon Henley, rangy linebacker from Washington State. Then at 80 went with little TJ Watt / little brother to Nate, Nick Herbig. 120 Anthony Johnson Jr., safety out of Iowa State. Then from there at the 234, Jordan McFadden, tackle out of Clemson. And then at 241, the big boy nose tackle, interior D lineman Jonah Tavai out of San Diego State.
I want to hear the explanation for DeJuan Jones, or whenever I also see other mocks taking Darnell Wright.
Yeah.
I just want to hear the explanation. Are they trading Chooks?
I've seen people literally talk about the Chooks like player as a guy that you could potentially replace. Like, yo, if you really feel like Darnell Wright is your guy, Darnell Wright comes and he can upgrade your Chooks. That's how some people are talking about those dudes, or how some people look at Chooks, which I don't personally agree with.
What are we getting for Chooks, too?
You should still get something good for Chooks if you trade him.
I don't know with that contract.
Still plays a premier position, bro. You don't, like, when you're talking like offensive linemen, you're talking tackles, we're talking big men that can dance.
Like, we're not getting a first or second rounder there for him.
Probably not. I think a third at worst, though. Because he's a big man that can move. He's a big guy that can pass. Like, he can pass block, bro. And you got to be able to pass block in this league.
So you're just getting younger and cheaper and potentially better if we really like those guys, like a DeJuan Jones.
Either potentially better or potentially worse. Because at least we said with Chooks, we know what he is. We've seen linemen in these past couple of years. We know it's not a guarantee that they're going to come in here and actually be good.
Should be better in run blocking, at least, with these guys.
Yeah. But it depends on what you want to, what's your give and take.
And
do you substitute pass blocking for run blocking early on?
No, not necessarily. I was just going to say, based off the linemen we have brought in free agency, it seems like we are leaning just being a mauler and being able to run block with authority. Mm-hmm. See, man, I like this draft outside of the DeJuan Jones pick.
Well, if you're trying to change it to that,
we got Henley. I was gonna say,
right? Yeah,
Henley's good. I like Henley. I really do.
Nice. Yeah.
He's probably like in my top 3.
Yeah, Henley's
top
nice,
3 or
bro.
4 of the linebackers. He's good. He's athletic.
Yeah,
wasn't he? He was
former
something.
Wide receiver.
He was former something on offense.
Yeah, he's nice. I like him.
And what's good too is he didn't test that well at the combine, so people are just gonna look at that and say, "Oh, he ran a 4.5. It's not a 4.4."
Bro, that tape hot. That tape is so hot.
Yeah, he's good. Herbig, you got your edge rusher, your third edge rusher there.
Man, that
Add
little
to the Infinity
TJ.
Gauntlet.
And low key though, Nick, man, I think he could do more than just be an edge rusher too.
Little rover.
You could definitely have him rover around. He could definitely cut. He could definitely. He's athletic enough, man. You could watch it. You could see it.
I don't even know if this Anthony Johnson Jr. dude exists. I can't find a single highlight on him.
So I found him. It was a lot of work getting him though. There's no highlights on him, bro. The way I found him, I had to go pull up Iowa State's roster to get the numerical, like his number. And then I couldn't even find Iowa State defense only or Iowa State full games. They didn't even have that available, bro. I had to go find like the condensed version games and put together like 2 or 3 because they only show like 2 series on defense at a time. And then they'll wait and then it'll be like 2 more series. So, yeah. But I did finally find this kid, man. I did finally find him.
I think we need some highlights out there if we're taking him in round 4, no?
I am with you, bro.
Would he have been there in the 7th?
I would say this. Anthony Johnson, they played him mainly in the middle of the field. He was a like true free safety. I thought he could tackle well in terms of filling the alley. Didn't always take the best angles. I didn't see a ton of him getting thrown at, but I did think that he moved well. He had good size on him too, but I thought he moved well in space and stuff like that. But he did. I thought his vision was good in terms of filling the alleys on some of those perimeter plays. We had to get out there and make tackles. But like I said, didn't see him get challenged a ton throwing the ball. But like I said, just trying to find him, bro, it was tough. It was very tough, man.
So whose draft is this? Is this Mike Hood's?
Yes.
So he says in the comments, Deke, don't forget I'm a Buckeye.
Oh, Ohio State.
So that's the Ohio State connection. Now, I am curious, though. What do you think of DeJuan Jones? Do you see him moving to left tackle? What are you doing with Chooks? So I'd be curious at his explanation for this. Because he got to see DeJuan Jones every game then, if he's an Ohio State fan.
Me or are you asking him?
No, him. So, maybe
okay.
he'll respond at some point. We could check the chat in a little bit.
No, and DeJuan's like the big freak athlete, too. That's the one thing that people love about DeJuan. Because, like, how massive he is.
Yeah.
Like, people love that about him, man. But he's a true road grader. It's almost like the Zach Banner vibe. Like when Zach was coming out, like big body road graders.
He's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Porter pick. I like the Henley pick. I don't hate the DeJuan Jones, but I just don't understand it, really.
I do like the fact that he gave me the double dip on tackles, though. DeJuan Jones and then turning around and going Jordan McFadden.
Now, McFadden...
Get your swing dude at the end of this thing.
The case against him is he's just kind of undersized.
Yeah.
He's big, though.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big-time starter at Clemson. I think he started like the last 30 or 40 games for them. So he's just that guy you're bringing in for depth.
I'm going to use my swing tackle.
Yeah.
Swing tackle early on, try to get you as my extra offensive lineman. Yeah.
I couldn't find anything on this San Diego State player either in terms
it
of
was another
taper
one
highlights.
of those ones where you had to deep go through the back channels. Good player. I like his hand placement. Thought he, if I remember correctly, I thought he moved decently. To me, though, he's definitely more of like your true nose tackles type, though, man. Like, I don't like him over Siaki Ika. Like, poor man's version of that, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, this ain't bad. This ain't bad.
Henley, nice. I like the Henley Herbig. I like that a lot. The Henley Herbig JPJ, I feel good. I feel really good. DeJuan Jones, man, we're gonna be bullies up front.
Can we get Zay Flowers at 32? That would make this a really damn good draft.
Yeah,
and then just roll with Dan Moore and Chooks, I guess.
Yeah, that's the DeJuan one. It's like, man, I don't hate it if you went DeJuan. Like I said, we building a bully up front, but it still doesn't take away the issue that we had on the offensive line, which would still technically be the Dan Moore scenario.
Mike Hood says he's athletic, and I think he could move.
Okay.
I guess compete with Dan Moore then.
All right. I like it then. I like it. Excuse me. Shout out to Mike Hood right there, man. Shout out to Mike Hood. All right. Now, I've got to drop this topic thing again because this next one came from...
this one's crazy.
This came from a goodie, you know, somebody
crazy.
We're familiar with. I am Pat Fryermuth. Shout out to I am Pat Fryermuth. So as y'all can see, I am Pat Fryermuth got a lot of moving. Yes, he does. So, with that, oh, no, I didn't blow him screen up. I won't do that now. There we go. All right, move. To start it out, he trades the 17th overall selection and our second round pick, 49th overall selection, to move up to the 9th overall spot, along with getting an additional 4th rounder, 103, another 4th rounder, 133, and 2 5th round picks, 136 and 148. So we moved up in the first round and then picked up 2 additional 4ths and 2 additional 5ths for essentially our 1st and 2nd round pick.
There's no way they're accepting this trade.
I was thinking the same. That is a lot of capital for what we gave up.
We're getting
there,
a
bro.
steal, I feel like.
Yeah, we fleeced the heck
We're
out
getting
of them, man.
we're getting extra picks back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see why we would get the 4th and the 2 4ths and 2 5ths back. That seems like a lot. But you know what they say, a fool is born every day. Okay? So this
is the mock he sent in.
And this is Chicago.
This is his multiverse.
This is Chicago. We know Chicago hasn't displayed the best judgment in their trading. Okay? But maybe they won't correct that anytime soon. We'll just leave it at that.
They're saying he forced the trade.
Some people say they forced the Claypool trade too. You catch my drift? So we're just going to leave it at that, man. But with this trade being accepted, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And 9 overall, he went Paris Johnson. I love the aggression. If you're gonna go up and you say this the guy you want, go get him. Go get him. So I like that. Paris Johnson, no knock right there. Good to go at 32. He got for Deke right here, went with Jordan Addison.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Then at 80, he took the high-end flyer, Garrett Williams. We know he's elite talent, but we know he's also coming off of the ACL that he tore in October. So with him, like I said, man, more so just the take a flyer on a high-end talent, but you're getting him in the 3rd round. But then I like the fact that you come back at 103 and get Travius Hodges-Tomlinson, on that one. So that way, regardless of if Garrett is ready or not, you still have a high-quality player or somebody that could potentially give you that 4th corner, or you might even bump it and challenge that thing to challenge Mallette in terms of slot for some of those reps as well. Noah Sewell. You need some physicality. Noah Sewell is the guy. 120. I like this move right here, man. Love how he plays the game. Physical, blitz, sideline enough. He sidelined to sideline in a Cole Holcomb, a Landon Roberts type way, not in a Drew Sanders, Deion Henley, or Trenton Simpson type way. But still really good player. Jair Brown, physical safety, will hit you in the mouth. I like that. Juice Scruggs, get you a little center action. Definitely like that at 136.
Great name, too. I mean,
shout out the Juice, right? Shout out the
it's
Juice.
It's a great name.
Shout out the Juice. Then he gives me a little pass rush action, man. 148, one with Jose Ramirez, man. He don't look crazy tall, but he rushed like he like 6'6" when I watch him run. I'm like, bro, why you taking long strides like that, man? But shout out to Jose Ramirez. And then from there at 234, he's going with the new version of Ulysses Gilbert, Mark Robinson type safety, Marte Mapu out of Sacramento State. Plays safety at Sacramento State, but plays linebacker as well. Was doing some of that at the he was Senior Bowl, if I remember correctly. Playing some of it there, man, but definitely has that ranginess about him, man, where they try to play him in the box. More so as a will linebacker from what I was seeing, or apex, kind of like what they were doing with Trenton Simpson down in Clemson. But I'm sure not a lot of people watching a ton of Sacramento State tape. So just throwing that out there. And then obviously at 241, my man went with Jonah Tavi out of San Diego State. We just talked about him on the previous mock. So, Deke, how you feeling about this situation, man?
Well, we got the next Fred Warner in round 7 in Marty Mapu.
That's what they saying, bro. That's definitely who they comp him to.
I feel like that's a great pick.
That's who they comp him to, man. I said that's a lot to put on that guy, but that's
no way
yeah.
the Bears are doing this trade. But let's go off the premise that they do, and these are the picks that we have. Yeah. First 2, cool. Paris Johnson, Jordan Addison. Dressed corner by drafting a couple and almost just hoping at least one of these dudes work out long-term for us. Garrett Williams, you're right, with the high upside. Maybe would go a round earlier if he was healthy. We get him at a value in round 3. This dude out of TCU, you're right, might be able to compete in the slot with Mallette right away. Mm-hmm. Very physical corner. I don't like the Noah Sewell pick. I'm just going to be straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want someone a little bit more athletic.
Okay.
Jair Brown, if that's how you pronounce his name, he's a little bit of a ball hawk.
Mm-hmm.
He almost plays like a savvy veteran back there.
Yeah, he could play, man. I like his game.
I don't mind that. Same with Drew Scruggs. You got your backup center right there. And I already brought up Marty Mapu. He's being referred to as the next Fred Warner, has all this upside and everything, which is cool, especially when you're talking the 7th round. But also the Jose Ramirez pick. Like, I like those two guys as like late round sleepers out of small schools, because Ramirez was really productive at college.
He was. He could rush, though. He could definitely rush.
Yeah, he looked good. And again, I couldn't find anything on Jonah. So cool. We got another D lineman in there.
It's just like I said, when I watch Jose, man, like he runs like he's like a long guy. But I'm like, bro, man, I want to see that thing be more choppy, more explosive, man, getting in and out of it. But I think that's how he is as a player. But he's a good player, though. I like his game, though, man. So which mock do you like?
I still haven't found the perfect mock. Everyone, there's one little detail I want to change.
The Mike Hood one was fire.
What do you think of it?
I like this one. I do. I just don't think it's realistic because of the trade part. That's the part that
I do want this Marty Mapu guy for sure in round 7. I do too,
because he's nice.
You know how everyone brought up, we're going to take Connor Hayward in round 7 last year. That's who Marty Mapu. That's who I want in round 7. After watching some of his stuff, I'm like, just take him for the straight upside. Like, I don't know if this is going to translate because he played at Sacramento State, but if it does, it would be an absolute steal.
I like him. I like his game, man.
Because apparently he did good at the Senior Bowl.
No, he did. He definitely did.
Like, he did good against higher competition than what he was actually playing in college.
That is the fun part about some of these mocks, though. Y'all introduce us sometimes to players that might not be on our radar. Whether you intentionally knew about Marty Mapu or if you just found out about him because he was the only player remaining at that particular time, you know? Yeah. But either way, man, sometimes it does put these guys on our radar. And we're like, bro, actually, this is somebody, the man, that does, have a little interesting or a little bit of intrigue to them. So yeah.
Hold on, let me look at these again.
All right, let me pull him back up. So that's man. I like Mike Hoods a lot. He's the one who did JPJ, DeJuan Jones,
again,
Deion
just
Henry.
Trade out DeJuan Jones maybe for like Zay Flowers.
I like that one a lot.
I love the picks. I love the depth and how we hit like every position in need. And who's the one that took Anton Harrison?
That was Christopher Furman.
I just think I would have shuffled it a little bit differently, and I don't know if Darnell Washington at 32 is the wisest thing. It doesn't kill you, but we've gotten something else there. And then the last one, same thing. I would just make different picks after round 1 and round 2. Yeah. There's some good depth guys I like, though.
I like it.
There's some good depth guys. Yeah. I like the Mapu pick. I mean, if my biggest hate on this last one is Noah Sewell, I guess that's not a bad thing. It's round 4. We just don't have our supposedly, not because no picks are guaranteed, but our supposedly guaranteed CB1 for the future in this one. Damn. I guess we don't in the one with Anton Harrison either because we picked Clark Phillips.
Technically we don't.
Joey Porter. Wow. Do I have to go Joey Porter Jr. one then?
That's the one I like.
Damn, I like Paris Johnson and Jordan Addison though. Like that's tough
a dope
to beat.
Combo. That is.
I think you're right. I like the one with Henley and JPJ. Swap out DeJuan Jones and give me a receiver there. I would really like that.
Respect.
And maybe give me someone else other than Anthony Johnson Jr., someone that actually is a highlight out there on YouTube.
I like somebody that actually has a highlight on YouTube. Jeez.
Something I can actually see.
Yeah, because I was dead serious over here like, bruh, why is this so hard to find this kid, man?
Yeah, I'll go Mike Hood.
Yeah, respect there. Respect.